Hey everybody, I'm so glad to be back. I have a flea market haul. Now this weekend was absolutely crazy with all the stuff that we did. I told Aaron that I felt like we went everywhere and also got nothing, like did nothing. We did all the things but did nothing at the same time. We went to an auction, we went to a community sale, we went to 2 flea markets, we went to 2 antique stores. It was crazy. But the majority of what I found that I'm going to show you guys, actually, I found this morning at my regular old flea market that's right by my house. So every other thing I traveled like an hour away to get to. But this stuff I actually found there. I'll let you know if I found it. I only have a couple items that are from a different flea market, but anyways, we went and had a little bit of lunch. That was good. They have like a $10 lunch. It's pretty good. And I had to go get some like cat litter and that fun stuff. And now I'm back home and doing a video for you guys. So, majority of what you see here is going to end up either in our eBay store or in our live sale. There's nothing here for like us or me. Other than I did find some silverware for Aaron to make some jewelry. So that's about it. But anyway, so this was a different flea market. I found this. I've never found one of these before, and they're just like the Santa Christmas mugs, but it's a lantern. A Santa Christmas lantern. It doesn't have any original stickers or anything, so I'm not quite sure who it was by, but I was very excited to find this. So that was a different flea market. I found this at that different flea market. I love the frame, gorgeous little frame. It did have little boo-boo somewhere. Well, it has a little bit of kind of like paint rubbing, probably from how he stored it. Oh, right there. There it is. It's a resin frame. It's supposed to look wooden, but the painting is real. I can't see a signature though. It looks like there's, excuse me, there's definitely more to the painting, but it's covered. So got that at the other flea market. I got at the other flea market is this stretched glass, beautiful Fenton vase. It's got like a, I can see it with the light coming through, but it's got like a honeycomb looking pattern on the inside of the glass. So, oh, you can see that. See that? There we go. So cool. Then, oh, I didn't get the thing from the auction. Hold on. So from the auction, we did pick up a swung vase. They did have a couple of more pieces of like mid-century glass, but it was taking so long. We were there for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And it was so much food they were selling. And I had a headache and we were starving by this time. So I got that from the auction. I'm not gonna lie, I bought the kids some Slim Jims. These are a pair of weighted sterling little lamps, like little bedside lamps, boudoir lamps. This one has a really old bulb. Let's see. I was curious if it had anything written on it, like the new bulbs. Nope. 120 volts. Looks like it says like E Mazda or something like that. See the bottom? Interesting, huh? So it didn't have another. Sounds like it's out anyway. Didn't have another bulb, but they're very cool. And if you found like a skinnier bulb, of course, and a skinny enough, small enough shade, you could put shades, like glass shades on these. So very cool. So those are the 2 like resale items that we got there. Other than that, I got some Slim Jims for the kids and then some Kind bars for them. So now the rest of what I'm going to show you is at the flea market that I go to on Mondays. So I got these 2 pieces of silverware, silver plate. They're a little thick to do a lot of things, but he can make them into pendants and they look really pretty. And then I could use these sides to do other crafts. So I got those. I got this whole batch of silver plates. We've not had this pattern before. Look at that. Very pretty. It is marked OSP 60. I'd have to look into it, but to see what this pattern is, but that's what it says on them. Yeah. Or it might be GSP, maybe. I don't know. I'm blind, so. But I got the whole thing at the flea market. Someone was trying to call my phone. It said spam risk. I'm not gonna answer those. Okay, and then I got this gorgeous Art Nouveau styled mirror. It looks like it has an A, a monogrammed A on the front. Still has nice glass on the back. And I didn't really like search for any markings, but it could be some kind of marking on here somewhere. But very nice. I picked up this cute little pair. I wonder, I haven't checked if these glow. I just got them home, but they're really nice crystal, like a cut crystal. Look at the lids, very like Art Nouveau style. So, oh, well, I'll show you what I was doing. So when they come off, you still have like a silver ring on both of them, then you just put the cap back on after you fill it. I got this great Bakelite clock, and the guy says it does work. It needs to be cleaned up a little, but it says, well, it just gives a bunch of patent numbers. Telecron ink, household timer, model 8H55. And then, oh, the little on off. Maybe that was for an alarm. Looks like it broke off, but that's a cool little clock. Yeah, I don't mind if clocks don't work because I'll just decorate with them. Then I picked this up. Now this, I was looking at this. I got this from the same vendor, and I picked up what I was trying to figure out. I'm like, I don't think that this is an oyster plate, but I also don't think it's deviled eggs. And she says, oh, that's an oyster plate. Someone told me it. And I was kind of like, so I kind of was like leaving it. But then she threw it in with these two, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. But when I took a Google image search, it said something about a pear plate. I've never heard of such a thing. And the pear plates that looked kind of similar, it actually had two pears like in a bushel, not like one. They were like paired together. And then this center had something with a lid. So yeah, this doesn't have any markings on it, but I thought it was beautiful. And then this says, it looks like it says Bonita, VPCO or VPGO, one of the two. So pretty. Love that. Okay, and then I got this also, and she gave it to me a smidge cheaper because it did have a little boo-boo, but I thought it was so beautiful. This has a little chip under the lip back here, or so. I thought that was really nice. And it said something about made in Hungary. Something like that. Beautiful. I got this. I've not found a lot of them, but I've sold the few that I've found. These antique mirrors with the beveled edge and stuff. Like a lot of the, well, people that collect mirrors, for one, that do gallery walls, and then also like the farmhouse styled home decor people like those. I found these vintage Homeco pieces. Now these might just go in my eBay. And it was a really good deal, or typically I would just kind of leave these for, I gotta clean them up a bit, but they're the gold little plaques, and they have different little pictures on them. Like this one's a key with a crown, like that's really neat. And I didn't check the date yet, but it says MCM LXII for the date for those. So I got the whole bundle. I've been doing good with these. Now, they're like a sought after item, like home decor thing on TikTok. A lot of the ladies that love like the cottage core, grandma core, stuff like that really like this pattern. This company makes actually a few different patterns and they're all so cute. But this one is the Heartland pattern. And I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I tried, my hands were full, but I tried to like rub the edges of all of them when I picked them up. But they're this little country styled pattern. I just sold the picture in our eBay store. And I sold the mixing bowls. So all the things that I found so far, I do have some mugs right now that I found recently. But so far, each thing I found of this pattern has sold. So, yeah, it's the Heartland. Then I think there's one called like Heartland 2, like 2. And the edge, this brown is like a green and it's more like with greens. That one's really pretty. And then they have, I just found, and I just sold that too. Same company. It's called Happy Geese. And I found like a casserole, an enamel one, really pretty. You know the kind that has like the fancy gold handles and the gold lid and it's all enamel. I just sold that in our eBay store last week. So those patterns are they're pretty popular. I thought this was really sweet. Look at this. So I don't know if she put these two together, but I'm digging it. I'm digging it because it's like a little candle lamp shade. And it's got a little spot for a tea light, and this just sits in there. So I'm not sure if she married those two pieces, which is such a me thing to do, or if it came like that, but I really like that little candle lamp. I had to do a little bit more research, but I really liked this little shade. Look at this shade. And it's like, it would sit on a bulb. It's too fat for that one, but like, it's got horses. And then they're like dancing. Another horse. It repeats itself, right? It's the same guy. Yeah. So really neat for that one. It was a good deal too. Oh, and I found this randomly. I think this was on like a dollar table, Martha Stewart. There was also some Cricut cartridges, but with those Cricut cartridges, you can't really buy them used because they get like registered to the machine and then the cartridges are like null and void. They're no good anymore because the machine now like owns that cartridge. So I didn't buy it and that was on a dollar table. Okay, then I have this little piece here. This was really pretty. It says Limoges, France, LS, I think it's LS and S. But I love how it has a little portrait, little like trinket box, powder box, whatever you want to call it. Very pretty. And then I got this just kind of random. There was only one, but this light switch plate cover, which you could spray paint. You can put some rub and buff on it to make it a little more gold, a little bit more shiny. Or you can leave it just like that. I really liked this pink tin. It says Brown and Haley Confectioners to the Elect, Tacoma, Washington, made in the USA, 1 pound. Then it says something else there, but I think it's the artist's information. That's really cute, isn't it? This old tin still has a lot of the paper on it. And it's from 1906. Says it right down there, 1906. And let's see, Walter Baker & Co. Ltd. Half pound net weight breakfast cocoa. Dorchester, Massachusetts. Isn't that neat? I thought that was really cool. Okay, and this is for, I've never heard this pronounced out loud, but I think they're pronounced, if I had to guess, a chatelaine. You know, for like the ladies' little metal, sort of gigantic chain that would hook to their waist, and they would have their scissors and their glasses and all that kind of stuff. I believe this to be one of those type things that would have gone And I think this maybe because it's leather, or it could have been metal back then, maybe held scissors or something. And it did have, or it does have, some kind of little logo right there. So there's that. And then I also got these, either for Aaron or to sell. They come in their little box. It says it's by Holmes and Edward. I'm wondering if these are silver because they're much heavier than these ones. But they're a little knife spreader set. Hold on, let me get it in there so it won't fall out. Little knife spreader set that has these pretty decor, or you know, a decoration. And it's like a red velvet box. No information on them at all. So I will look those up and see about those. Then this was so pretty. This is a big one. Most of mine are like little, or like maybe a quarter of the size. Some of these had a little tag in them. It looks so clean inside. They would have like a little fabric tag, but sometimes they would get cut out. Really nice. I don't have anything like that. And then the last item that I picked up from the flea market was this gorgeous bird plate. And this one is Royal, is it Worcester? Probably Worcester. From the archives of the Worcester Royal Porcelain Company and the Dyson, a Dyson Perrins Museum. It's called Fabulous Birds. #1 in a series. Huh? It says number 3,278. Anyways, very cool, isn't it? All right. That's everything that I got. I was so excited to find this stuff today. Thank goodness for that flea market being local, because the thrift stores are not doing it any longer. All right, guys, thank you so much. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I'll probably post this video also on my other channel, just in case there's people over there that are subscribed to the one and not the other. So if you're not subscribed to House on Noble, make sure you guys go and subscribe to that. And if you're not subscribed to Chapter 2 Vintage Co., make sure you guys go over there and subscribe to that one. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.